Welcome. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. This is our Quantum Human Summit series, Expanding Multidimensional Awareness. This is a keynote address with none other than the beautiful Alicia Power, who has been working with the creator beings for 30 years, 30 plus years. She is so tuned in to what multidimensionality is, and how we too can work in this way. Let's welcome Alicia Power to this program. Hi, Alicia. Thank you for being here.
Oh my goodness. Hello, everybody. I'm super excited about the topic today. It's everything that I'm about, so can't wait to get into it.
And so we are a quantum human. Let's start there.
Hmm.
The quantum, it really is this non-physical reality. The multidimensional awareness, multidimensionality is truly non-physical as well. And so your journey in your life has totally led you into really understanding what that is. So share with us your insight on being a quantum human and what it means to be multidimensional and have that awareness.
Yes, my goodness, what a great question. So I just really quickly, my background story. I started learning to meditate from from an Indian spiritual master at the age of 18 and 19, and in my early 30s, I left that whole sort of system that I was part of, beautiful community, but I opened up my psychic awareness and opened up my ability to talk two-way with the worlds of spirit nice and clearly. And they started showing me, like, immediately, they were so keen to just start showing me around because I learned slowly to hear them clearly, right? It wasn't instantaneous. Like, I did the practice and did the automatic writing, and slowly, because my background was journalism and I was really curious about the worlds of spirit. And so I practiced. I nose to the grindstone, I worked hard, and I began to hear them very, very clearly. And they started to prompt me to do energy healing right in those very first months that I started to hear them. And I was a professional energy healer, now have been for 30 years, and I've been looking into the worlds of spirit for 30 years. So just really quickly, that's my background. Not only just dialoguing clearly, but also them showing me around the worlds of spirit and showing me inside human auras for 30 years. Multidimensionality, right? It's just, I'm just brimming with information that I want to pass on. So yeah, so interesting, like those very first times of having someone lying on my auric on a healing table, and um, allowing myself to tune in with my spirit guides, my spirit teams. And just like all of you healers out there and you Reiki practitioners, you know that you're tuning in and you're bringing through spirit energy in those moments. And what started to happen for me was that my inner perception, my inner video camera started to awaken and open up so that I could actually see what they were doing. And they were really deliberate. These beings were so deliberate about me being able to see what they were doing, right? Because this was the very beginning of that 30-year journey of them teaching me and unveiling for me more and more and more and more about what the spirit world's about, who we are as spirit beings, what it looks like when you look into the worlds of spirit, what it looks like when you look into an aura. And what they showed me and what they taught me was to relax, to allow myself, and I think those years of meditation, 16 years of deep meditation practice, and this is a key thing actually for every one of you who's keen to be multidimensional and keen to open up your video camera into multidimensionality, having some kind of a mental stillness practice, whether you just quietly sit with music and just calm down and just let yourself be present with yourself and feel into yourself. Those are moments where your spirit guides can come closer to you. You can imagine, like, if we're in our normal static stress mode and speed mode, you know, getting all that task checklist of tasks done every day, right? You know, we're just go, 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 versus stillness. So in stillness, the energy work can be done deeper. Your spirit guides can come closer. They can start sending you signals. They can start sending you information as a transmission, direct transmission below your thoughts, below your logic. That interface gets closer in stillness. That's the big key, right at the beginning, training here today. So when I started, I was used to surrendering. I was used to surrendering to stillness, and I was used to being open to knowings as they would flow towards me, just through those many, many years of deep meditation practice and diving into God's source through meditation. And so in those first weeks and months of having a friend or a client on an energy healing table, and in those moments, say putting your hands on, as an energy healer, putting your hands on somebody's elbow, the joint points, or their ankles, because in that moment, the spirit world knows that you are open to them walking through your auric field, stepping into your auric field. It's teamwork. They know it's beginning. The energy healing's beginning as a team. There's a knowing between you. They come in. I'm just describing those first moments when, say, for example, you're doing energy healing, and they arrive. They know, because you know there's an instantaneous knowing between you. They arrive, and what happens is that there's an envelope of energy that wraps around yourself and the person on the table, on the healing table, on the healing bed. It's a cocoon of energy. Now, what starts happening next is that cocoon of energy gets stronger and stronger, and you're literally getting pulled into a higher dimension. And the reason they do that, for a lot of reasons, that they're putting kind of like an anesthesia for the person lying on the healing table, meaning that that person goes into deep relaxation, because that helps them go into their auric field and scan and move around and see what they need to do and create their own checklist of what they need to do, and then start doing it. So stillness, calm, relax. So that cocoon of energy affects the person on the healing bed and also the healer. Many of you guys who are healers are kind of going, yeah, I think that's what happens. You know, you're kind of like thinking through now that actually is what happens. And then in that moment, the next step is that you're starting to get very clear prompts from the world of spirit. You start off somewhere, and then they prompt you. Move up to behind the head, put your hands under the neck. They're prompting you. They're kind of starting to move your body, starting to walk you and move your hands. And for some reason, it feels totally normal. And I'm kind of describing what it feels like on the inside as a healer, right? Because that's such an ultimate multidimensional thing to be doing. Energy healing, working with spirit guides. I'm diving deep in quickly here, giving everybody a picture of multidimensionality. So you start moving around the person on the healing table, putting the hands on their knees, perhaps just standing at the feet. And then what you start realizing is, this is my journey, is that there's not that much that you need to do because the spirit teams are piling in, they're flowing into the cocoon. And the cocoon is almost like a portal for these spirit teams that are coming in. A lot of these spirit teams are already connected to the soul of the person on the healing bed, that maybe have worked with them in other lifetimes before. Teams that perhaps that soul knows before. So there's lots of agreements that have already happened at split-second timing. Okay, even before that person arrives, that the spirit world already knows, and is lining up the teams. Because multidimensionality is an instantaneous network of information. It's an internet of information that's just instantaneously communicating. So, if you're in a really tough moment, just segueing a moment for a moment here, if you're in a really, really stressed, tough moment in your life, all your spirit teams know that. There's instantaneous communication throughout all of the department heads of all your spirit teams. So, if you're about to turn your attention to them, they already know that you're turning your attention to them. They're way ahead of you because it's instantaneous. There's no time and space in multidimensionality beyond the third dimension. It's a quantum principle. It's called non-locality. Okay, so back to the healing table, because this is good fun describing this, and you guys are kind of getting this insight of walking, being inside a healer and noticing what a healer is experiencing. So let's just say you're standing at the feet of the person, and you're just holding their feet, and you're noticing that your spirit teams have asked you just to stay there, and you're going, okay, you guys, in they come, right? And they start working, and they're working in the layers closest to the physical body, because the physical body is the precipitation. You know how rain precipitates? It's like it's in a different form and then it precipitates into liquid and starts falling. It's called precipitation. That's what rain is, water precipitating out of clouds. So the human body is the precipitation of the energetic format of your physical body, of the blueprints of your physical body, of the matrix that's sitting underneath your physical body. So the physical body, in that beautiful interface between light waves and quantum particles and physical particles that they've discovered, the physical particles of your human body are an extension of the light waves that underpin your physical body. So they're a precipitation of the energetics, right, of the energetic matrix. And so let me just see here how I want to describe this. And that matrix has got, many of you already know that many beautiful psychic healers have already mapped, long time ago, mapped the energy bodies, and the ancient traditions in Asia have mapped all the meridian flows, and there's been a lot of mapping of the energy bodies, right? So there's physical matrix, then there's another one, and then another one, emotional, mental, and it keeps going out. About 7 bodies with different anatomies. They all interpose each other. They all communicate between each other. They're all metabolizing higher spirit light flowing through different portals in each, and it's the chakra points that are moving out in the bodies, right? So it's layers and layers and layers, but they're all superimposed in each other at slightly higher dimensions. So it's this gorgeous, flowing, interweaving, interlacing, intercommunicating, totally incredible energy body, like bodies, all moving together in synchronization, and all communicating together, and alive, and holding all your emotions, and holding all your thoughts, and holding all your consciousness in all those bodies. Your consciousness is not in your brain. It's sitting out in the hard drive, which is the electromagnetic force field around you. So that's where your consciousness is. So when there are rips and wounds and melted wiring and light waves that are holding shadow virus in those light waves that are sitting out in your electromagnetic beautiful bodies that are out there, your consciousness is feeling sad, confused, stressed, uncomfortable, right? That's how you feel. If there's rips and tears and wounds and entities sitting inside pockets in those beautiful energy bodies. And we walk and talk inside this envelope of love, constantly, second by second, totally unaware of the mechanics of how we operate, which is an extraordinary thing, really. Even I do, right? I'm just running around chatting in my life, people around me, and just operating. And then, because I'm kind of smart on this now, if I kind of notice I'm feeling uncomfortable or notice I've got negative thoughts, I come to a screeching halt real fast, stop everything, dive, close my eyes, and open up my inner perception. Work with my spirit teams quickly to notice what is going on, clear that up just really quickly. It's like giving you guys a speed lesson here. And just get rid of it and notice that I come back to equanimity and calm, because when my auric fields are calm, my consciousness is calm and I'm happy. Happiness goes up, love goes up, connection to self comes back, a sense of self-respect and self-love and just balance comes back. And weirdly, it's all to do with your incredible energy bodies and your aura that are sitting around you. That's just the most incredible point, you know, that we're not taught in school. We're driving a car, nobody's taught us how to drive it. Okay, so back to that moment at the healing table with some wonderful person who's receiving the love and the healing from the spirit teams. So the spirit teams start off with that matrix, with the blueprint that sits just below the physical body. That's where they go first. They go into the denser, more concreted, you know, closest to the physical body. That's where they start. They start flowing around and noticing, and they are working with meridians at that point and the chi energy, and they're looking for blocked flows. This is an interesting thing, just really quickly. From their point of view, as the spirit teams, flow is everything where the energies are flowing beautifully and calmly and everything's moving calmly. Because, by the way, this is not a static, concreted thing. This is a flowing mechanism. Everything is just constantly moving and flowing in these auric fields. So at the physical body level, they are looking for memory. They are looking for entities. They are looking for, say, for example, you get, like I always talk about this example when I start going for a bit of a walk around my neighborhood, and there's hills, and you know, you're pushing, you're working hard, and suddenly my knee, say for example, starts hurting for no reason. It's like, I'm normal, and then I start walking and suddenly my knee starts hurting. It's like, what is that? Because I'm really experienced, I go, okay, some little naughty shadow being, shadow entity while I was sleeping or something, or I don't know where I've got it from, but immediately I invite my spirit teams. In fact, I do a little inner visualization and I can see it there. I see a little bit of shadow sitting in my knee. And because they're experts, they go and transmute it. And within a minute, there's no pain there anymore. And so I work with that a lot quickly, and I'm onto it. So I'm just saying that they start working with the physical body first. They start looking for blockages and for entities. And then what's interesting is a different team come in and start working with higher layers of the auric field, which hold soul memory or childhood memory. And it's, you know, some kind of a fear that's sitting. Fear is like a substance. And then other teams come in and start working with higher soul memory, even higher soul memory, and start working with those higher layers of the auric field. So this is what an energy healing moment for a professional energy healer. We're the door, they come through the door, through the portal in the cocoon. They do tons of work. They're so in service to the soul. And over the many years watching them, and my perception as a human, I learnt to surrender and let go of my logic and notice what they were doing without my logic. You guys kind of understand that, right? So you're following what they're doing and they are being compassionate enough, slowing down what they're doing to turn around and show me what they're doing, which was kind of fun and interesting. It's like, oh my God, you guys, you're so sweet, showing me what you're doing when you could just be doing it. And over time, they showed me a lot. So they just showed me so much. So this was just a quick description of multidimensionality. We are multidimensional beings. This is available to anyone. This is not just for energy healers. In fact, everybody's an energy healer. We've all got an auric field if we wanted to. And if we decided to, we could ask for our guardian. You know, I was brought up in a Christian tradition, but I let that go, like when I was about 18 or 16 or 17, something like that. You know, the idea of a guardian angel, I'm just rolling that around in my mind just recently, the guardians. And they're not necessarily of the angelic species. These are beings that there are so many different types of species of beings in the worlds of spirit that come and arrive and support you, whether they are technician beings, whether they are higher sort of mentors that have walked with you from lifetime to lifetime to lifetime, and they know you, they oversee the learning curves that you have. So many different types of beings, and it is such a joy to get to know them all and to work with them and to treat them as part of my family. I know many of you listening to this already have your teams, your spirit teams, and it's the legacy and the right of every human to open up their multidimensionality and to start working with their beloved teams to help them in this life, to ask them questions, to heal their soul wounds, to support them in so many different ways. They are walking with you. They are loving you. They know you. They are hungry to talk to you, are hungry to support you. Every single one of you have your own teams. And so that interface, you know, that the concrete wall between us and them, that needs to go. I'm on a huge mission to melt that concrete wall so that every one of you, every soul punches your hand through the veil, holds the hand of your spirit, beloved, like really beloved beings that you just do get to fall in love with and walk together every day, chatting together, not just one way and not just looking for vague signs of their answers. No, getting detailed two-way information coming back to you. I mean, real information, and learning how to do that, because I learned so everybody else can learn. So that's just a quick preamble, because I just want to throw everybody in the deep end quickly around energy healing and just becoming aware that the truth is that energy bodies is what we really are. And when the physical body falls away, who you are is that energy body. That's where your thinking mind and your consciousness is. And that's the reward, that's the joy, that's the beingness, and feeling yourself as an energy person, as an energy being, as you walk and talk, by the way, in your human self, in your human life, feeling yourself as that energy being is one of the greatest explosions of awareness that you can have in this lifetime. The revelation of that and the gradual sort of revelation, like unpeeling of the knowledge of that, not logically, but just this unpeeling inside yourself. And I just want to quickly say that the topic I want to talk about today is conscious psychic hygiene versus spirit mentors mentoring you, rewiring you, and upgrading you into that revelation that you are an energy being. So them having their hands on your wiring and them doing the work. I want everybody to hear this, ears flapping right now. These beings are so advanced as technicians, them doing the work, them doing the rewiring in you receiving their upgrades so that you become fully embodied in this lifetime, in your higher soul selves, coming down and grafting down, and you walking, talking as your soul in this lifetime. So there's a huge difference between us learning skills, like I've described, where I was looking into the worlds of spirit. I learned and watched what they were doing. I learned how to, I've got lots and lots of tools to do psychic hygiene, and I teach those sometimes, meaning that, like I described, if you're feeling uncomfortable, it's got to do with your electromagnetic fields. And so to get onto that real fast, take a look to see what's going on, and to do some transmutation. And those transmutations and cleanings are always with spirit teams. They're the ones that are actually doing the healing and the cleaning and the clearing, always. And then there's a different side. There's a higher level of sort of interface with the worlds of spirit. And I just quickly want to describe this, like right up front, because it's so important for everybody to understand this. And that is that there are levels in the worlds of spirit. Many of you who've been listening to me for many years know that I work with quite senior levels of the worlds of spirit. And in fact, levels of the worlds of spirit that they describe themselves as creator beings, overseer beings of universes, very, very high in authority. And there's incredible opportunity for any person, any human, to upgrade real fast, upgrade into that, morphing into your soul and walking, talking, and knowing yourself as soul in this lifetime as you live your life every day. So there's an opportunity, and it really is that connection with these higher authority levels of the worlds of spirit. And each of you have beautiful mentors who are able to do this with you. And that is to turn to them, have a meeting with them in your mind. And this is the key point. This is the big thing right here. And say to them that you really want those upgrades. You really want that speed to awakening. Because in that moment, they get your permission and they have the ability to do it. Right? The master light weavers, the master technicians of your auric field, where all your consciousness is sitting. And so as a human, to turn to them and say, guys, I want that speed to awakening. I want, like a parent reaching down with their hand to lift up a child. None of this is done without your permission. All of it must be coming from your free will, and you're turning your attention to them and asking for it, because it's an agreement, it's a contract. And in that moment, these beings take you on seriously, and whether you know it or not, then from that moment on, as you roll through your life, they're taking opportunities as you sleep, when you're having those quiet, still mental moments. They start prompting you, they start connecting with you, and they start rewiring your auric field. And as you live your life, things start changing. You start sort of developing more empowerment inside of yourself. Even though we might have done 30 years of spiritual development work, there's still pockets that are weak in ourselves, the self. And that comes from ancient soul wounds. And that causes us to feel doubt. It causes us to slow down in our showing up. It causes us to not see ourselves in our full potential. That whole thing of being able to see yourself in your full potential, envision yourself. This is the master lock, the master key, envisioning yourself. And over those 30 years working with my spirit teams, this is what they've worked on as a priority for me, is unlocking my vision of myself. So my vision of myself has definitely changed. It's like the base point that I stand on has changed over the years. And I feel more and more comfortable. This is how they work. You feel more and more comfortable as the years go by, to be in your power, to be in your soul power. And it's a glorious thing. It's just the biggest gift in this lifetime. And it's all about how you think with your prefrontal cortex. They change the way you think about yourself, about what you're doing, about what you want to be doing. So that rewiring is profound, and it's the biggest thing you can do for yourself in this lifetime, is have that agreement with these higher authority, senior spirit teams. We're going to go into a process in a moment where you're going to have that moment. I have to give you that opportunity in this session, because it's just got to be offered for you as an audience. So it has to be. We have to go there today. So because it's the biggest thing. And no, they don't take your free will away from you. No, they don't take your power away from you, because there's a lot of people in the spiritual development, I talk about this a lot, that think, getting the spirit guys to rewire you, upgrade you, is taking your power away. No, it's like, how are you going to do it? I mean, you can kind of do all the meditation, the yoga, and just plotting and working with your spirit teams, but without their master upgrades, and especially because I'm connected with overseer beings from outside this universe, their level of upgrades are astonishing, is all I can say, in terms of the change that starts happening in your wiring and the speed to awakening that starts happening. So today you're going to have a chance to talk to a very senior authority being who's got the ability of very highlight changes, upgrades to your light waves, to the data, the coding in your light waves, in your electromagnetic fields. So that moment of agreement where you go, yep, I want to accelerate my awakening. So coming back to the topic, just that overarching premise and topic that I kind of put forward for today, which is, yes, you can have your own personal skills and tools to clear your auric field, even to work with your spirit teams. But then there comes a moment where you get an opportunity to ask for speed to awakening, you could call it, and you ask for it, and you're sincere, and you're hopeful, and your heart is open, and it's a real moment, deep for your soul. And in that moment, these high teams look at you, they scan you, they check you out, they take a look at all of your Akashic records, they take a look at what you've been doing up until now as a soul in other lifetimes. They look at that whole momentum of your soul, and they look at how they actually draw up like this technician's work board, of what they need to do going forward with you, uniquely just for you. So boutique, just for you. And worksheet, I was going to say. And the work begins. And you might have to go through some hoops, but your soul wants to do it. And you may not. They are very good at keeping everything comfortable as you awaken. And even if you might be a long time spiritual development person, there's still room for awakening. There's no sky, there's no ceiling to it at all. I can tell you that. So it's just revelations just keep going. The learning just keeps going. Anyway, there's a lot to say about this, Lorraine. I've been chatting solidly for half an hour.
Oh, you just keep going, because the wisdom that you share is so comforting, is a word that I saw in our Zoom chat box. comforting in the fact that we know this, but yet we're supported. And so there's another question on how we take down that concrete wall. And that is by partnering, right? We partner, we ask, we partner with these spirit guides, and we get ready and we surrender. That is so beautiful. I get the chills from it. I love that you were a journalist, that curiosity of seeking has led you to the ultimate seeking and being the master. And here you are as a great master and way shower for all of us. So we love it. Thank you. I love the fact that we are all energy healers. This is helping us understand what that means. It actually helps us validate our own inner promptings that we get as we meet with our spirit teams, as we begin to recognize that we are not alone, and we recognize the challenges or the initiations that we've had, that we have been supported all along the way. And so every time we meet with you and the creator beings, it is heaven. It really is. It is a vibrational shift, and it always brings me into a few days of just awe and wonder and elevated freshness. So we're looking forward to this. Thank you.
Mm. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Lorraine. I really hear those words, and you are such a wonderful go-between between all your audiences and all the teachers that come, and just the service that you're putting forward into the world as well. Wow. Okay, so let me just see. I'm just following always what these amazing spirit teams want to do next. But just checking with you, Lorraine, would you like to jump into a process now?
Wow. I think that would be good if you're ready, or if you have anything
Mm-hmm.
else to share, feel free. We're good on
Okay.
good on
All right. Let's
you.
have a look. I think they just, my spirit teams are just, because I'm just following them word for word, and they are so excited. They're so excited because it sort of cracks the egg, and the chicken can come out of the egg. This whole thing of multidimensionality and everybody sort of noticing that you're not just a human. Yes, you are, but it's a temporary thing. You are a human, but you're also a master light being as well, yourself as a being. And there's this saying, there's this terrible sort of juxtaposition that the human has forgotten that they're a master light being. They're calling it a terrible juxtaposition, the forgetting, because and it's their compassion that they're just reaching down right with their hand and going, hey, we're just going to help you remember who you really are. and and it's just this, because they can see that every person on this call is a master light being and it's just forgotten, and to them it's just this anathema. It's like, oh my god, you've just got to remember. And that's their, oh man, they're so passionate. It's their massive mission to help you remember that you are this light being and start sort of maturing into the beingness of it, right? Into the being of that, and talking with that knowledge of what you really are. So holding a mirror up and just seeing who you really are, is their mission. And that just telling me to say that they're rewiring, over time, nice and slow, nice and gradually, so nothing sort of gets upset on the outside, and your electromagnetics is all about you remembering what you really are. That's their mission. So okay, let me just see. All right, everybody, let's do the thing. Let's do this journey into the worlds of spirit with a senior master being standing in front of them and having this conversation of, yes, please, take me on as a project. I formally make the agreement. This is what's going to be happening. I formally make the agreement to receive your upgrades into my higher self, into being my higher self in this lifetime. A beautiful agreement. All right, you guys, let's play. Closing the eyes, everybody. Taking a few deep breaths. Oh my goodness, I can just feel the wells of spirit gathering. To them, it's a big moment. Wow. Few deep breaths, and they're just deciding where to take us, who to put us in front of. Because from their point of view, they're just quickly saying that this is your big moment in this lifetime. It's the moment you get the key to open the door. We're just slightly breathing. They are asking me to ask you all to feel inside of yourself how much you want this. Out of 100, how much do you want it? It's a very important thing to ask yourself. All right, so just pretend everyone switch on your imagination that next to you is a beautiful giant column of light. We often use these columns of light like an elevator to head upwards into the worlds of spirit. And I'd love you to step into this column of light and start feeling yourself getting pulled upwards. Allow that pulling to pull you upwards. I'd like you to glue yourself to the sensation of being pulled upwards. Stick to it. Getting pulled up, pulled up, pulled up, pulled up, pulled up, pulled up, pulled up. Very much like an elevator. And we come to a stop now. And just like an elevator, a door slides open and we step out of that sliding door into just a beautiful space which is just light. Holding that just for a moment, feeling yourself being imbued and soaked by the light, that we are in this space. Coming towards us now is a being of light. Now, I'm being told that this is a high authority master being, carefully chosen for you in this moment. And this being bends forward gently, and you bend forward and you put your foreheads together, a very gentle, honoring moment, respecting each other, loving each other, acknowledging each other, just going, thank you so much. They understand, you understand why you're both there. So this being now straightens up and just starts sending their consciousness into you, and what they're doing is taking a look at your auric field. They're taking a look at all your energy bodies. They're just very quickly swishing around and sensing into your blocks, your blockages, your fears. This is what they do. All of these beings are technician beings of light waves. That's what they do. It's their compassion to do a little check to see how you are, how you're going, what's happening for you, right, in this moment. And very, very quickly, because they are very elevated in their authority, they are just pulling out melted wiring just really quickly, or just kind of shadow clouds of energy, just vacuuming them out very, very quickly. You might have a little bit of fun switching on your imagination and noticing where they're going. Are they going to your base chakra? Are they just pulling something out of the center core of your being? Are they going up to your crown chakra? Where are they going? Are they moving into any particular chakra? These main portals in your energy body. Remember, these are master technicians, so they're just, and because this being's elevated us very fast with what they do, kind of like bang, 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 they're just doing it real quickly. They know exactly. As they are transmuting and pulling out, they are substituting and again, super fast, downloading high frequency consciousness light and codes into those spots where they're pulling something out or transmuting something or deleting something. So all of that sort of shifting and changing and replacing is happening super fast. And now they are just looking at you and reaching a hand out, taking your hand, turning around. The two of you guys are starting to walk together along a path, just walking, feeling each other's presence and company, walking along this path. Okay, and in front of you now on this path is another being of light, much taller, much brighter. This is a creator being. They've arrived again just for this moment. I'm kind of blown away because it's like, oh my goodness. Okay, so we've just had a beautiful cleanup, and now the creator being arrives for the key moment of communicating with you, noticing what it is that your soul wants. So, wow, here we are in front of this astonishing sort of explosion of light in front of us. Pristine, powerful, light being. Nothing to do for a moment, just be in the presence of it. Now, this being, their light's very different, very, very, very high, very sort of precise. And remember how we were talking about accelerated like speed of the other being? Now, the being in front of you right now is like hyper drive, hyper speed. So they're reading you in sort of intensively, just instantaneously, understanding everything about your soul. They are sending towards you right now a question, a query, a consciousness bubble of energy towards you that's going, what is it that you want to create in this lifetime? What is it that you, as a soul, want to create? As a soul, not a human, as a soul, what do you want to create in this lifetime? Now, this is a moment you've got a chance to say something straight from your soul to this being, your hope of what you want to create. This being is now reaching into your being, and feeling into your capability, your ability. How fast can you handle your growth? Many of you are so super hungry to awaken, to be in your power and in your inner freedom and in your inner joy and empowerment. And I'm being told to say that this being is looking at your soul wounds, ancient soul history, Akashic records, and is making decisions about which of those they are going to, quote unquote, forgive. And when they use that term, that means closing gateways with enormous skill and capability and effectiveness, super fast. Gateways to shadow from ancient times that's causing hesitation and drag on your growth. This being is taking a look at that right now. It's a big decision. It's a very weighted decision. It's a very sort of portentous, considered decision from their point of view, because they've got a lot to think about how to do that, how effective it's going to be, and how you operate from that point onwards, and how it's going to help you. So there's a lot to be considered from their point of view as they're looking at it all. You can see how huge this moment is as they take you on as a project. And I'd love all of you, even in this moment, as they are looking into your Akashic records, to repeat and declare to them what you need as a soul, what you want as a soul. Remember, this is soul level requests. Upgrades, rewiring, self-love, self-respect, self-recognition, awakening, transmutation of sadness, remembering, your wording and your instruction matters, which is an interesting thing, isn't it? We're still there, still in front of this being. I'm being told to suggest to all of you that when we finish this entire call, we've still got a little bit to go with this call, but afterwards to lie down, like as though on a healing table, on a healing bed, and let these beings continue to rewire you and upgrade you, because your instruction and request right in this moment has triggered them literally to call on teams to start working with you. So right at the end of this call, my honest suggestion is to lie down somewhere or to just quietly sit in your chair. Let them work on you for about 15 minutes, 20 minutes, if you've got that time, because all the teams have been called and the work is starting immediately. When you call on the world of spirit, they come. The other thing that they quietly want to say, we're still standing in front of them, they're still working. Another thing they want to say is that in a way, you don't have to think about this from now onwards. It's just going to roll. They're just going to work, do their work according to the agreement. That's how impactful this moment is. Oh my goodness, this is so incredibly important. They're still working, but they're just saying, Lorraine, you and I can open our eyes and we can kind of keep going with what we need to do. So it's interesting, we're all sort of still engaged and connected to this incredible being. Their energy is flowing into our auric field. And for all of you, what you can do is take a deep breath and open your eyes, but your energy is still connected to this being. So amazing.
I totally felt that, and I again, I'm going to reiterate what you encourage everyone to do, to spend beautiful time with this creator being and the teams that have been called in. Wow, I feel like crying right now because I heard everyone's mission in this lifetime. Maybe it was iterated in a different way, but we are all here to bring heaven on earth. And that is a huge task, seemingly, but feeling the vibration, we are so supported. It is miraculous. And I do see that world, heaven on earth, through our joy, through our passion, through having fun and new technologies. And sometimes it seems like a big task. In fact, as I was presenting my personal mission to the creator being that was in front of me, I felt my Akashic records, past lives being taken out for it. And there was a fear that came up, and that's gone now. So it's so, so beautiful. Can you feel the passion of this group? It's wonderful.
You know, I haven't stopped and slowed down enough to think about that. But every time I work with you guys, with Lorraine and your group, I know I'm working with master souls, you know, that have arrived. That is for sure on this, you know, on these calls with you. Oh my Lord. Absolutely. Yep.
So beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And sorry to pull you out, by the way.
I'm
Sorry.
connected. No, I am still connected, and I'm gonna sit and continue. I want to just share that I bring in these creator beings, and I need to just do it more. I can sense the benefit of doing it more. But every time we're in this container with you, it's so beautiful. It's so special. So awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Beautiful comments coming in. I just wanted to share, there's tears that people have. Some Elaine says she got lost in my demands though. Ah, that's okay because we are busy. We have many desires and we came and incarnated to bring heaven on earth. Yes. New technologies. Wow. I see that world. Do you see that world, Alicia?
Oh gosh. You know, can I be honest? I am so busy generating the underlying plasma of light for that world. Honestly, I'm that busy doing that I kind of don't envision the external world. My nose is to the grindstone in the matrices and pumping light into those matrices that then resonate and vibrate different realities into the physical and harmonize the physical. That's my job. That's my everyday work with these creator beings. If you get what I'm saying, it's like I work hard on that. That's my work. I live in the most, and you do too. I live in the most extraordinary place surrounded by nature. And when I sit on my front deck, my veranda, and just let my eyes go into God presence in nature around me, I get taken into that new world. We are just full of, just quickly, we're just full of birds that come and get fed every morning, that come into our kitchen and sit on our kitchen bench and ask for ask for food. And they're just part of our household. There's kookaburras, there's little birds, big birds. I live in a valley where there's tribes of white cockatoos just fly up and down. I'm living, in the presence of God force manifest. So yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, working hard.
Really so beautiful. Yeah, I actually, it was after one of these episodes, I too was sitting and I saw everything. It was like through God's eyes. Really, it was like heaven. It was amazing. I want that again. But wow, it was really amazing. And so I just love the work that you do. I love that you're pumping light into the vision. That really is the work of a master as well. And this is a master's master class in a way. Everyone watching is a master. So we're so grateful to everyone for receiving this as well. So Alicia, again, I want to thank you for this beautiful time today with the creator beings, and there's more for everyone to experience after we end this call. I wanted to have you talk about ways that people can continue to work with you, because this is ultimate empowerment. And I'm going to put the link in our Zoom chat, and people can read about that as you go over, please. What this is, there's many modules in this to help us with ultimate empowerment. Thank you.
Yes, that's right, everyone. Really, the truth is that multidimensionality, as you become more aware of it and empowered with it, the empowerment piece of it is getting good at partnering, as you said, Lorraine, partnering with your spirit teams. That's the empowerment part of it, because these guys do the rewiring at a drop of a hat in any moment that you need them to just go quiet and still. Turn your attention to them. You can have your eyes open and ask them to come in and deal with something in you or around you, right? Because it is a multidimensional reality. They are present with you at any moment. So ultimate empowerment is becoming multidimensional and knowing that you have access to immediate help for any reason. These beings are real. Your spirit self is real. They're more real than your human self. Oh, that's a very big statement. For everyone, our logical mind hates that, or it's like, oh God, is it? Okay, so the spirit world is more real than this physical dimension. So multidimensionality and becoming multidimensional, take it seriously, use it at any moment. And in there is ultimate empowerment. So I've traveled into the worlds of spirit. We've recorded these spirit journeys over many, many decades. And there's a collection that I've put together called Ultimate Empowerment, Revolutionary Knowledge to Accelerate Your Life. This collection is trainings, is information, is pushing your logic around so that your logic really gets it and understands it, how it works. So there's a few modules, and then there's some actual spirit surgery healings that you get taken into in a spirit journey, stand in front of a master spirit healer, and that spirit healer starts deliberately and very targeted and specific, working with you on some specific ways. And those inner spirit, just really quickly, the spirit surgeries, these recorded spirit surgeries and these inner spirit journeys, the very first one is teaching you how to instruct a spirit technician, right? So it's called Change Your Life by instructing a spirit helper. So it's a step-by-step moment of teaching you how to instruct a spirit being to do energy healing on you when you've gone into a spirit journey and you're standing in front of them. So you can use these, there's 3 of them here. You can use them and replay them over and over again, and each time they will be different. Every single time it'll be a different part of you that gets changed and rewired. So that's why these recorded spirit journeys, specifically for these spirit surgery healings, are very important, very powerful for you. So the first one is change your life by instructing a spirit helper. The second one is heal a bigger confusion using a spirit guide. And that's where you stand in front of a healer, spirit being, and you notice what's confusing you. They go straight into the wiring where the confusion is sitting, melt it and delete it, and you don't have the confusion anymore. That is amazing, that it's a wiring job. We don't think about our confusions in that way, but they're actually a patch of energy that's causing the confusion, right? Everybody. And the third one, the third surgery, spirit surgery, is painful beliefs from past lives. So we enter this life with packets and packages of beliefs from other existences where we crashed and burned and got hurt. Beliefs. And so in this one, you'll be standing in front of a spirit healer being, and they will scan. And remember, every single time you do this in this recording, it'll be different. So they will scan and look for a past life that's getting triggered in this time, in this moment for you. And they will do the rewiring, melt it, delete it, and download brand new consciousness into that spot so that you stand inside yourself differently, so that you feel about yourself and about your life differently. You guys hearing how powerful that is? It's so powerful. And then the very first modules, because that was like 3 add-on spirit surgeries, but right at the start, you're going to be moved through trainings and teachings about the quantum world. Module 1, real empowerment. What is the quantum world? How it works with you. The second module is psychic hygiene and walking you through what is psychic hygiene, how to work with it, how to partner with spirit experts to create those results. Introduction to powerful auric healing techniques. The module 3 is something called psychic profiling. This is so important to have the skill, everyone, where you can work with a spirit partner and look at somebody else's auric field just to see who they really are. It sounds a little bit controversial, but it's in every situation. It's if you've got a child that's having a trouble in their life, you can work with your spirit partner to look at the auric field of that person and see what's really going on. Psychic profiling is about seeing the truth of someone. So important in every part of your life. So important. Excuse me. And module 4 is something called quantum manifestation. And this walks you through how to accelerate your manifestation, working with very specific techniques, working with creator beings. And you're going to get an opportunity to stand in front of another creator being and to put forward important instructions. So manifestation, get this everyone, with creator beings, beings who, excuse me, who create realities. Oops, wait a moment. Yeah, so accelerating your manifestation. And that moment when you're in front of that creator being is an initiation into your soul leadership, into your spiritual leadership, how to partner with creator beings to manifest. How powerful is that? I mean, just that right there is everything. So that's the package, everybody. Thank you for listening. It's just
So
beyond
beautiful.
important.
It's so supportive of this topic as well as we're becoming the quantum human. You're showing us how we do that. It's way more than this physicality, and it is actually the keys to heaven. As you noted in your module course, you will be given the keys to heaven. We have the keys to heaven. This is life-changing work, Alicia. I, again, am in deep gratitude. You've got major kudos coming in on YouTube and Zoom about the work that you do and how it is life-changing, life-transforming, and it's so supportive. And I just want to say that everyone watching is a new Earth leader. Everyone who watches or listens is here to step up in these ways. And so partnering with creator beings and partnering with spirit mentors assist us in that. And we are so grateful for the wisdom that you shared and this frequency that you've lifted us into. It's so beautiful, and it sets the course for this entire summit series. Thank you, thank you, thank you, really,
Mm.
for this beautiful light.
Oh my gosh, Loren, I'm just so honored to kick off, the summit series, and so grateful that you're doing the summit series. And again, as I've mentioned to everyone, this is everything that I'm about, is, that journalist in me, right at those early stages when I was learning to do energy healing and learning to talk to the spirit worlds, my entire being just lit up and exploded in the realization I had to pass this on. I had to let everybody know they had to talk to their spirit guides. I had to give and teach the tools and teach the skills and the how-tos, because it was everything. It was the most important knowledge for anyone in this lifetime. I'm 30 years on, I'm still just as passionate, which is extraordinary even for me to know, right? I'm just still just as passionate. Um, I don't know, if not more. I'm just kind of like, I can't believe I'm just still just, as I said to everybody, or somebody yesterday or the day before, I'm still banging the drums. Like,
Yeah.
just do it, do it, do it. Learn, practice, practice, practice. Jump in there as much as possible.
Well, from
Yeah.
a fellow journalist, I love that you went forward and did this. And I actually, I tried to cover these stories. I remember as a journalist myself, I was stopped from covering stories that were Lemuria related. I didn't know it was Lemuria at the time, but now I do. And it's just so interesting that the technology today, the liberation today of information is here for us to share freely and widely. And we don't need to be scared of being taken out in another lifetime. We're healed from that thanks to the creator beings. We can present that to the creator beings with these surgeries that can be done with us. So wonderful. So just these questions, when we go before the creator beings for these three surgeries, spirit surgeries, can we, you said every time we listen to them, it's a different surgery. Can we put our intents, like if we feel into energies, can we put that as a presentation and say, I want to be done with this once and for all?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Very powerful thing to do before you begin and turn on the recording and start, is to center up, feel into yourself, feel your intention, feel something that's important for you in that moment. Declare it to yourself, because all your spirit teams are listening in that moment. They know they're all lining up for that intention. And then go into the process, and you will see, because you're in a journey, you're in a spirit journey. As you're listening to my voice, going into the spirit journey is going to unfold according to your intention. So yeah, great question. Absolutely, yes.
All right. Well, thank you so much for this. This has been an amazing, beautiful time today. And we invite everyone again to stay with these creator beings for the next 15 or 20 minutes and work with Alicia's program. You'll be instantly connected. And again, on a multidimensional level, on a repetitive level, you'll be able to work with these recordings that she's put together in this beautiful package to support you in this beautiful, life-changing transformation of you being the quantum human. Alicia, thank you so much for this. I share so much love with you and the creator beings and with everyone. We are in deep gratitude. As we say goodbye, I just want to give you a moment of final thoughts.
My spirit teams, the creator beings that I work with, want to say that beyond everything else in this lifetime, this skill is the single one skill you really do need, because it takes you as a bridge into your next incarnation, into your next movement beyond this life, into the worlds of spirit, and the tasks that you'll be given when you pass beyond this lifetime. So this skill is the bridge into your next stage, even beyond this lifetime as a soul. So that's the thinking. It's like, this is not just about this lifetime. This is about your soul level journey and where it's going and its capabilities and its power. And it's what they call freedom, which means it's not held down by fear. So this, the learning around this, you're letting go of lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes of soul fear.
Mm-hmm.
So when you pass over, you don't have that weight with you as you pass over, which is, they're saying to me to say to you, which is very important, really, really important. So amazing. Wow. Yeah. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Alicia Power, and thank you everyone for joining us. Stay tuned to more episodes in this Quantum Human Summit series and feel your expansion. We love you, and we see that world together of new earth and harmony, heaven on earth. Thank you, Alicia.
Might it be, and thus it is.
So it is.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. We love you. Namaste. This has been a presentation of New Earth One Network, your home for New Earth living. Access information, education, and videos on living from the heart in unity consciousness. Visit newearth1.com.